Welcome back to our channel, where today we're telling a story that anyone with a dog and a cat will find very, very familiar. It's a tale of friendship, boundaries, and the epic saga we're calling the Great Squeaker War. In a cozy, sunlit living room, we meet our first hero, Marley, a 3-year-old golden retriever who is pure, unadulterated enthusiasm in a fluffy body. Life, for Marley, is just one big game where everyone is his best friend. As his human Anja walks in with groceries, he skids to a halt, demanding a belly rub. "Yes, you're a good boy," Anja says. "Where's your brother?" Perched high on a bookcase, like a fluffy gargoyle, is Chewie. He's a 12-year-old battle-scarred Maine Coon cat with the quiet dignity of a retired samurai. He opens one amber eye to observe the chaos below with serene disdain. Tucked securely between his massive paws is a small, ragged, gray felt mouse. It's missing a button eye and is clearly the most important object in the entire universe. Chewie gives the mouse, let's call it Squeaky, a single, delicate lick of possession. To him, Squeaky is not just a toy, it is his soul. Later, Anja is trying to work on the sofa. Marley is lying nearby, watching a fly, the picture of innocence. Chewie, feeling the coast is clear, has descended from his perch. He's on the rug in a patch of sun, performing a sacred ritual. He bats Squeaky gently, pounces, then rolls onto his back, hugging it to his chest with a soft, chirping trill. Marley's ears perk up. A new game. He loves games. He loves new friends. His tail starts thumping a steady drumbeat on the floor. He trots over, full of friendly intent, and lowers his head to sniff the little gray mouse. Chewie freezes. The chirping stops. His pupils dilate into black saucers. In a blur of fur and silent fury, Chewie transforms. He is no longer a cat. He's a flying collection of claws and primordial rage. A sound like tearing Velcro and a demonic hiss fills the air as a fluffy asteroid of pain collides with Marley's face. Yike. Marley stumbles backward, a fresh scratch on his nose. He looks utterly shocked, betrayed. Why would his friend not share the fun Squeaky toy? But Chewie has already vanished. Squeaky clutched in his jaws. Anja looks up from her laptop. "Marley, leave him alone." "You know that's his." Marley whimpers, licking his wounded nose. The lesson is not learned. It has merely become a puzzle. And so, the war escalates. The next day, Marley finds Squeaky abandoned on the stairs. He picks it up, squeak, squeak, and paws at it, thrilled. From the curtain rod, Chewie drops like a furry panther. Chaos ensues, but a nearby vase of flowers miraculously survives. On day 3, Marley tries diplomacy. He brings Chewie his absolute best tennis ball, dropping it proudly at the cat's feet. Chewie stares at the offering as if it's a personal insult of the highest order. Day 4 sees Marley attempting a stealth approach. He army crawls across the rug towards Squeaky. Chewie, pretending to be asleep, slowly extends one claw and drags the mouse under the couch, never breaking eye contact with the baffled dog. By day 5, we reach the low point. Marley, in a moment of pure madness, steals Squeaky and parades it around the living room. Chewie goes nuclear. The ensuing chase completely destroys a pillow, sending feathers floating through the air like a bizarre snowstorm. Anja stands in the middle of it all, covered in feathers, looking utterly defeated. "I just wanted pets who would cuddle," she cries to the heavens. That night, the house is quiet. Anja is asleep. Marley is on his bed, but he's wide awake, staring at the bookcase. There, on the very top shelf, Chewie is asleep, a paw draped protectively over Squeaky. A new emotion sparks in Marley's doggy brain. Strategy. He looks at the couch, then the armchair, then the bookcase. A path forms in his mind. The heist is on. With the exaggerated slowness of a silent movie star, Marley climbs onto the couch cushion. He pauses, checking on Chewie, still asleep. He steps onto the couch arm. It wobbles. He freezes. Then, he makes the leap to the top of the armchair. Success, He is now level with the third shelf, just one perilous jump away from his prize. He gathers himself, his butt wiggling with anticipation, and leaps. Thump. The sound is followed by the clatter of a falling picture frame. Chewie's eyes snap open. They meet Marley's just inches away. For a long moment, they hang there, suspended in the moonlight. Marley's tongue lolls out in a nervous pant. But Chewie doesn't hiss. He doesn't yowl. He simply, slowly, raises a paw. A single needle-like claw glints in the moonlight. It is a promise of absolute, untraceable violence. Marley's courage evaporates instantly. He scrambles backward, loses his footing, and tumbles off the bookcase in a clumsy avalanche of dog and falling paperbacks. Crash. A light flicks on. Anja is standing in the doorway, staring at the wreckage, a panting, ashamed dog in a nest of books. "Marley," she says, deadpan, "we've talked about your self-esteem issues." The next morning, the atmosphere is tense. Marley is sulking on his bed, nose buried under a paw. Chewie is on the windowsill, watching a bird, Squeaky tucked safely beside him. Anja comes in with a paper bag. She pulls out a brand new, bright yellow Squeaky mouse. It's 3 times the size of Squeaky. "Look, Marley. For you, your own Squeaky," she says, tossing it to him. It lands with a loud honking squeak. Marley's ears shoot up. He bounds over, sniffs the yellow monstrosity, and gives it an experimental chomp. Squeak, squonk. He is delighted. He tosses it in the air, pounces, and races around the room with his new prize. Chewie watches, unimpressed. But maybe, just maybe, his gaze softens a fraction. The threat level has been lowered from imminent doom to mild annoyance. Later, exhausted from playing, Marley flops down near the window, his new yellow mouse hugged to his chest. He looks at Chewie. Chewie looks back. Slowly, carefully, Marley uses his nose to nudge the yellow mouse an inch toward the cat, an offering, a treaty. Chewie stares at it. He sniffs it once with profound skepticism. Then, with the air of a king accepting a mediocre tribute, he places one single paw on it. Marley's tail gives a single, tentative thump. Chewie doesn't purr, but he also doesn't unsheath his claws. He simply closes his eyes, his paw resting on the yellow mouse, his body still guarding his own precious, ragged Squeaky Anja. Watches from the doorway, a cup of coffee in hand. She smiles. It's not the cuddle pile she dreamed of, but it's peace. In the sunbeam, side by side, Marley snores softly, drooling on his garish new toy. And Chewie, ever awake and dignified, rests one paw on the treaty toy, his other curled tightly around his one true love. And that's how the Great Squeaker War finally came to an end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own pet war stories in the comments below. See you next time.